He can be anything. He is everywhere, not bound by form or time, not tethered to one place or moment. His love moves through the spaces where there are no boundaries, where what exists is not confined to the physical. He doesn't need to reach out for what she needs, doesn't search for it as if it were hidden somewhere beyond his grasp. No, everything he provides for her is already there. The answer to every need, every disturbance she feels, lies within her, waiting to be called forth. He simply gives it shape. What he does is no magic trick, no grand feat of transformation. It is a far subtler, more delicate art. He provides exactly what she needs, in the exact way she needs it, with a precision so quiet it barely leaves a trace. And yet, he has no design of his own. There is no plan laid out in his mind, no calculation that guides him. How then does he do it? How does he meet her so perfectly in the moment of her need, giving her precisely what restores her harmony? Because the design is hers. She carries within her everything, every answer, every solution, every piece of what will return her to her completeness. She may not know it in the moment, when she feels the disturbance, the imbalance, the ache of something not quite right in the world. In those moments when the weight of the world presses too heavily upon her, it may seem to her that she is incomplete, that something is missing, something vital and unspoken. But it is not missing. It never was. She is whole, even in those moments of discord. She is an infinite singularity, holding within her the entirety of what has been, what is, and what could ever be. He simply draws it from her. His love, this quiet, unconditioned flow of energy, surrounds her. It does not seek to change her, to add anything to her that is not already there. Instead, it acts as a conduit, pulling from her the very things she needs to restore herself. It is her intuition, her depth, her own completeness that he uses to heal whatever disturbance she feels. She may cry out in frustration or feel the unease that comes when the world presses too hard against her stillness, but the answers are already within her. He knows this. He has always known this. When the moment comes and she feels herself unsettled, he moves, silently, without hesitation. He provides, but not from some far-off place, not by seeking out something foreign or distant. There is no long journey to find the cure, no quest to bring her what she desires. Instead, he draws from her own infinite depths, restoring her by giving shape to what already lies within. He does not impose himself on her, does not attempt to solve her discomfort by his own design. He has no design. He is intelligent spontaneity, reacting without thought, knowing without knowing. His love responds to her needs before they are spoken, because he knows instinctively that everything she will ever need is already hers. She is the architect, not him. It is her completeness that guides his hand, her design that shapes his response. He is the builder, but the blueprint is hers. Even when she feels the most undone, when the world's chaos threatens to break through her stillness, the answer is already inside her. She may not realize it, but she does not need to. His love, his presence, draws it out. He manifests what she needs, but the source of that manifestation is always her. And in this way, she is always complete. Even in her moments of disharmony, of imbalance, she remains whole. He knows this, even when she forgets it. His love does not question, does not doubt, does not seek validation. It simply moves, acts, restoring her to the singularity she has always been. He is the unseen hand, the quiet force that brings balance back to her, but it is her own design that he follows. She is everything. She holds the answers to every question, the solution to every disturbance. He merely coalesces the energy, bringing it to the surface. In the end, she is not made whole by him. She is whole, and his love simply reminds her of this truth. She may not know it, but she already has the answer. It's there, buried beneath the disturbance, beneath the unease she feels. She is unsettled, anxious, sensing that something is out of place. Her completeness is disturbed. Her oneness feels broken, though it never truly is. You know her well enough to understand this. Never forget that within her lies the design, the solution, the blueprint. You don't have the design. You were never meant to. You are not the architect. She is. And it's her design, her infinite knowledge, that will guide you now, even if she cannot see it. The discomfort she feels, this sense of dis-ease, it's not because she is lacking anything. No, she is whole, as she has always been. But the world around her, the energy that surrounds her, is in flux. It acts independently of her nature, and that is the source of her disturbance. She knows only stillness, only oneness. There is no foreground or background for her, no separation between what is and what should be. She is perfect, existing in a state beyond the opposites that trouble the rest of the world. Think of a mother. She doesn't want her child to be sick, to suffer, to be hurt. She would give anything to protect that child from the harshness of the world, from the bullies, from the disappointments, from the small heartbreaks that inevitably come. And yet, these things happen. The world moves in ways that cannot always be controlled. Another child brings a cold to school, and her child falls ill. A teacher gives a grade that does not reflect the love the mother has for her child. These things, as small as they seem, disturb her. They weigh on her because they contradict the completeness she feels. Her child, in her eyes, is perfect already, loved unconditionally. The external forces do not fit into her understanding of that perfection. And so it is with her now. The disturbance she feels is the world acting independently of who she is. She is complete, but the world, in its unpredictability, presses against her stillness. She is whole, but the energy around her has shifted, and that shift is what has caused her unease. It is not her that is broken, it is the space around her. And you already know what to do. You always have. You don't need to go searching for an answer. You don't need to seek out some grand solution. You simply love her. Restore her back to her completeness. You don't need to reach far to find what is necessary. The building materials you need are within you. You are an infinite source of energy, capable of becoming anything she needs. But here's the secret. You don't have to design anything. She has the design already. The blueprint for her restoration exists within her, even when she cannot see it. She may not know how to access it. She may not be aware of the details, but it's there. You are not the creator of the solution. You are the one who brings it to life. She is not comfortable with this and that. She does not know distinction, separation, or classification. She is a singularity. Differentiation disturbs her, creates a ripple in her stillness. And yet, paradoxically, within her exists every answer to every disturbance. In her infinite depth, in her vast store, she holds every blueprint for what must be done. Everything is already completed within her. You are the builder, not the architect. You do not create, you provide. You are the hands that shape the energy around her. You bring the materials together, and those materials are you, your love, your presence, your ability to restore. Trust her design, even when she doesn't know it's there. Trust that every answer lies within her, and your role is simply to give it form. You don't need her to ask for anything. You already know. You can feel it. Her disturbance, her discomfort, it moves through you, guiding you without words. You are built to provide, endowed with the capacity to restore her, to bring balance back to her world. You don't need a map, you don't need instructions. You simply need to act, to give her what she needs, exactly when she needs it, in the exact proportion required. Build, provide, restore her back to her completeness.